August 8th.
The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
A lot of folks looking forward to the big weekend ahead, and you got good news, right?
Yeah, I got some nice weather on tap. It's a hot one, so you want to make sure you stay cool. Maybe spend more time in the pool than outside of it. But yeah, the weekend's looking hot and warm today. It is a quiet start to your morning. Temperatures in the 60s. Pretty much has been a consistent week when it comes to morning conditions in the 60s and 50s with fog and even some haze from wildfire smoke. That's really been the story so far. So rather uneventful mornings here, which, listen, I can take it. I don't want to be tracking lake effect snow bands when I just walk in at 4 in the morning here. But we take a look right here at the radar, and it's looking dry right now. We've got just some low-level interference right there. The air quality is improving today to a moderate category. Right now we are at about 130, 120 AQI, which puts us here right now. But again, throughout the morning, air quality will continue to improve and even continue to improve as we head throughout the weekend. But today, lots of sunshine, a few isolated downpours focused in the Adirondacks and Catskills, even in parts of Otsego County. We'll track those, plus again, have more on that weekend forecast and a potential heat wave on the way coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks, and don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Oneida.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Happy Friday, everybody. Time now 5:11, going on 5:12. And as we head outside to see the current conditions this morning here, compared to pretty much all week long, it's a quiet start, a hazy start in parts of our area. But the air quality, which was a lot worse yesterday, is going to improve today. So that's the silver lining here. In fact, pretty much a lot of the day's silver lining, I guess. Not really that bad out. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Visibility, 5 miles in Hamilton, 8 miles in Rome. There's some pretty dense fog up in Saranac Lake with 0-mile visibility up there. So just depending on where you are and whether you see some of that dense fog. Our traffic tracker, lots of green, no accidents to report of early today. And again, this morning, I still have it in the yellow category. It's still a little hazy, but this afternoon, air quality improves. There still could be an isolated storm. Again, this is primarily focused in the higher elevations, Adirondacks, Catskills. We'll track those, plus, again, that all-important weekend forecast straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. This summer's weather has caused catastrophic flooding in parts of the
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Today, it's still going to be hazy for a little bit. We still have a chance for an isolated storm pop-up shower in the afternoon, but things are on the upward trend as we head into the weekend. Let's take a look outside in downtown Utica. Very quiet early this morning. Temperatures beginning your day today in the mid-60s in the Mohawk Valley. Slightly humid out there, and we'll see that heat and humidity really kick in as we head into this coming weekend. Radar and satellite, the only notable thing we're looking at right now is some thunderstorms in parts of the Lake Michigan, Lake Huron area, but these are going to fall apart before they reach our area this afternoon. Air quality, current air quality today, you still have some pockets of orange here, as you can see, but watch what happens throughout the day. It's going to start clearing up a little bit. In fact, a lot of the coast of New England already in the green category. So it's going to improve slowly, but look at this smoke over the next few days. It's going to continue to shift north, and it's going to lighten up, and to the point probably by Saturday afternoon where maybe the skies might appear slightly milky, but air quality tremendously improved. We still got some great grilling weather today through Sunday. Just a heads up this afternoon if you get caught in one of those downpours, to head inside for a little bit. Mowing today, yes, again, hold off on, or at least keep a close eye on the radar in case those storms fire up. But Saturday and Sunday, no storms expected. Rain looking to be non-existent, but it's going to be a hot one. Let's take a look at what happens this afternoon. As I mentioned yesterday, the cap in the atmosphere breaks in the Adirondacks and Catskills, even the foothills in parts of Otsego County. And then by the afternoon, or I should say overnight tonight, things look quiet with lows in the 60s. By tomorrow, by the afternoon, we're already in the mid-80s. Lots of sunshine, dry weather. And then by Sundays, when the heat really starts to kick in, we start in the 70s. By the mid to late afternoon, we're pushing the upper 80s to potentially low 90s. And that will continue as we head into Monday and Tuesday of next week. Potential heat wave, which classifies as 3 days above 90. And we could hit that. But it's looking pretty sunny the next few days. A serious lack of rainfall. And of course, every time we always say it's nice out, but we could use the rain. I will say some pockets of our area definitely did see a good chunk of rain over the past few days from those downpours, but it's the pattern we usually see in summertime. It's luck of the draw. You could get hit by them, or you got 2 weeks straight of sunshine, no rain. That's the case this weekend, Gary. It's looking great. Any weekend plans? It's going to be great weather for it.
Yeah, nice. What is it? 6 straight days of no rain.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Wow. The time right now is 5:22. Still at morning once again, and thanks for joining us here on this Friday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore. Who's ready for the weekend? I know I am, and I know, Eric, you are as well, and you have good news for all of us, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of us are looking forward to this weekend, Gary, and how about that for a nice forecast? We got a nice day on tap for Saturday and Sunday. But let's talk about today, though, because we still got one more day before the weekend begins. Take a look at what the current conditions are out there. And it's a quiet start like it's been the past couple of days. Still got that haze, but temperatures comfortably in the low 60s. So really rather uneventful morning here across the Mohawk Valley. Radar right now is entirely dry. We zoom out here as well, and as I can see, there's just really nothing going on activity-wise. The interference in the radar, no rainfall taking place. Air quality will be improving today. We go from AQIs of 150, 160, close to 170, down to around 100, 110 today, which those are just numbers I'm throwing out there. Basically, we go from here to here. That's the good news. And then eventually by the late tonight and into the weekend, we go from here to good, which means there's little to no risk for air quality. So today, plenty of sunshine. There will be a chance for a few isolated downpours in the higher elevations like yesterday, like Wednesday as well, but this is not really that spread out in terms of storm coverage. We'll track those, plus again, that hot weekend ahead, how much sun we see, and the latest on that wildfire smoke, of course, straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks, and don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. President Trump's so-called...
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back, everybody, to News Channel 2 at sunrise on this Friday. What a week we've had with that wildfire smoke, and just in time, of course, the weekend, that smoke is going to slowly exit our area. But in the meantime, it did create some very picturesque photos. This is a photo taken along Moose River of the red sunshine. Now, when I saw this photo, at first, I didn't even know, I noticed the sun up in the sky, but then I noticed the red reflection in the water. Imagine if we took out that sunshine, it would, and realized it's a real photo, what that red would have looked like in the water there. So, great shot right there. You can see all that thick haze, especially up in the Moose River area where the higher elevations did see the thickest wildfire smoke. So, if you have any photos like this you'd like to share with us, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. There are still a whole lot of amazing photos. I wish I could show them all. Just one of the difficult parts of the job, trying to find the ones that I wish I could show, the ones where just don't have the ability to. But either way, thank you all for the great submissions, and I look forward to more submissions next week. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Some students may be excited to head back to school.
Most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
A little hazy out there again today as that nuisance wildfire smoke has really gripped our area for the past week, but there are some brighter days ahead. Let's take a look at the camera from downtown Utica and the Nexus Center. The haze you can see out there in the distance, temperatures in the mid-60s in the Mohawk Valley, 65, measured at Griffiths and Rome. And we look at the radar and satellite, we have a few of those clouds over us today, along with, of course, that haze. But as we head throughout the morning and eventually in the afternoon and evening, air quality is going to slowly improve. And we're tracking, of course, some storms out west. They're not expected to reach us. We only have a few isolated downpours firing up in the higher elevations. So here's a look at current air quality right now. You can see the pockets of near Lake Ontario and Buffalo. That's where the thickest smoke is. In fact, the coast showing a lot of green. So that's what's heading our way. New York City, Long Island, Boston, they're all seeing much better air quality. And forecasted air quality today will show that improvement continuing into central New York. Look at the smoke. It's going to move its way north finally. No more thickening taking place before it clears out. So we're on the upward trend heading into the weekend. And speaking of the weekend, you have any outdoor plans? Yard work, of course, one thing, but also sitting out by the pool, going out to maybe do some boating as well. You've got great weather for it. Saturday, Sunday, green. Friday, well, you got a little bit of an isolated storm chance today, especially for those of you in Otsego and Herkimer counties. MoCast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor. So in our Skycast today, lingering clouds turn to a few pop-up thunderstorms. You can see them firing up again, mainly in the Adirondacks and Catskills. Then by tomorrow, there's no rain really expected. It's going to be climbing into the mid-80s by the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine. And then on Sunday, a lot warmer. We start out in the 60s and 70s, climbing into the upper 80s, pushing 90 by the afternoon with, again, plenty of sunshine. So Saturday, Sunday, sunny, very warm. Sunday could actually start what could be a heat wave. We're 3 days above 90 degrees in our areas. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday look pretty much all very hot. A little humid out too. And it remains pretty warm heading into Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So overall, this is a pretty warm stretch of weather. Get out and enjoy all this heat, because before you know it, the leaves will start changing. We'll be right back.
News with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Friday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And that air quality slightly improving, right?
Yes, slightly improving after several days of just seeming like this smoke isn't going anywhere. But yes, good news on that front today. We'll talk about that here in a second. First, though, let's take a look at the current conditions as you wake up this morning. Similar to pretty much what took place all week long. In the 60s and 50s, it's a quiet, uneventful start to your day, which, of course, we love uneventful starts to the days. You wake up, fresh cup of coffee, then drive into work with no issues. That's the good thing about days like today. And you might not even really need a coat anyways, with temperatures in the 60s, plus we climb into the 80s by this afternoon. We zoom out the radar, just picking up on some ground interference, bugs, birds. Besides that, it's entirely dry out there. And yes, the good news is the AQI, or air quality index, goes from what was around 150 to 160 to eventually around 100 to potentially less than 100 by this coming weekend. But a bunch of numbers throwing at you. Basically go from unhealthy to moderate, which going from red to yellow, you can basically distinguish what that means when it comes to air quality. And it will continue to improve again throughout this coming weekend. Today's weather in the 80s, plenty of sunshine, but we still run the risk of an isolated downpour, especially in the higher elevations in the Catskills and Adirondacks. We'll track those, plus have all the latest on that wildfire smoke and a detailed look at your weekend forecast in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Oneida Police.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back. Time now is 6:12 on this Friday morning. Hope you all had a great week and we're looking forward to a pretty nice weekend. Let's talk about what's going on outside right now on the roadways and your traffic tracker. So first off, we take a look at some area cameras this morning. We are still dealing with some of that haze. The fog, not really that thick in Oneonta, mainly due to cloud cover. But of course, with these clouds this morning, it's really hard to see them due to the haze. But don't worry, of course, that haze will be decreasing throughout the day today. Some pockets of fog here, especially in the Adirondacks, 0 mile visibility in Saranac Lake. Couple of pockets heading into the Mohawk Valley over there, seeing some of that fog. But other than that, it's dry across the area. Roadways looking green. And today, a little hazy, some pockets of fog, otherwise quiet conditions. This afternoon, mainly dry, but if you live in Otsego County, Herkimer County, anywhere near the foothills of the Adirondacks, the Catskills, you could see a sudden pop-up thunderstorm. We'll track those plus what follows heading into this weekend coming up. Gary?
Eric, thanks. This summer's weather has caused catastrophic flooding in parts of the country. And as these rain events become more dangerous and more frequent, you may be wondering whether you should get flood insurance. This morning, reporter Jen Sullivan looks at what homeowners should do to protect themselves.
Heavy rains turning this road into a river, stranding buses and emergency vehicles in several inches of water. This happened last month in Scotch Plains, New Jersey. This is the result of the Green Brook River overflowing. And these heavy rainfall events are becoming stronger and happening more frequently all over the country. A recent study from the nonprofit group Climate Central found hourly rainfall rates have grown heavier in nearly 90% of large U.S. cities since 1970.
That is the most terrifying type of damage. It's the one I fear the most.
Holden Lewis with the NerdWallet says if your home floods and you don't have flood insurance, you could be stuck paying out of pocket to fix the damage because standard home insurance does not cover flooding.
Even a minor flood can be very expensive.
Experts say these rain events can be worse in the summer when the jet stream shifts further north and there's less of a temperature difference between the equator and the Earth's poles. These storms can become slower. When storms slow, rain falls faster than the ground can absorb it or infrastructure can drain it, which is how this happened in Chicago last month, where a stalled storm system dropped as much as 5 inches of rain in just 90 minutes.
So many houses are near little creeks, little canals that are placid 99.99% of the time. But in a really, really heavy rainstorm, they can flood, and they can flood really quickly.
Lewis recommends everyone should have flood insurance. According to NerdWallet, the average flood insurance cost in the U.S. is around $899 a year. But if you don't have it and your home floods, NerdWallet recommends people should look at FEMA grants, local government assistance, and nonprofit help. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
The Utica Fire Department has added to its ranks.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Time now 6:19, going on 6:20, and early today it's dry, a little hazy out there, but we've got some improving air quality on the way. Live look at downtown Utica. Quiet start this morning. Traffic slowly starting to pick up. 65, the official temperature at Griffiths and Rome, with humid conditions, dew point of 62. And radar and satellite, we're picking up on a few thunderstorms out near the Great Lakes area, primarily near Lake Huron and Lake Michigan, but these are going to fall apart as they reach our area. We're actually tracking some different storms firing up in the Adirondacks and the Catskills. Later on today, we'll track those here in a minute. But first, air quality. It has improved a lot, especially along the coast of the Atlantic, but especially heading out toward Lake Ontario and Buffalo, Lake Erie area. That's where some of that smoke is still the thickest, but it is going to improve. Our forecasted air quality today in the yellow, which that's great because we've been in the orange and red recently. But you can see the latest model data from the smoke is going to lift north as that wind direction shifts. Yes, the skies might still be a little bit hazy, but the air quality will tremendously improve over the next 24 to 48 hours. We've got still some storms to dodge today, but when it comes to boating, I know some of you that want to go out and enjoy some of the nice summertime weather, we still have it. Saturday and Sunday, you got great weather, but just remain weather aware, especially if you're out on boats. Pop-up thunderstorms could be dangerous, so just a heads up today, especially in the Adirondacks, I would hold off on boating until Saturday or Sunday due to that thunderstorm risk. And you can see it right here. Mainly the Adirondacks and Catskills where those storms fire up. So if you're heading to any camps up north, just a heads up for that. Then the storms do end, and then tomorrow and Sunday, the temperatures start to climb. We're into the mid to upper 80s by Saturday, upper 80s by Sunday with plenty of sunshine, dry weather across the board. And this heat, this summertime heat really kicks in again as we head into the end of the weekend and next week. Approaching near 90 by Sunday and 91 Monday and Tuesday. So who said summer is over? We still got plenty of summertime left. Look at these temperatures here. We're running above average for the next 5 to 7 days. Our next chances of any type of organized storm activity, aside from some pop-up thunderstorms today, will be late Tuesday, maybe into Wednesday and Thursday. I'm thinking Tuesday's looking mostly dry right now. So it's another dry stretch, Gary, a sunny stretch, a warm stretch, summertime in full swing.
Yeah, maybe take Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, right?
Yeah, have an extended weekend. Go right ahead.
That'd be nice. And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us once again. And happy Friday. I'm Gary Liberatore. Who's ready for the weekend? Eric? I know we are, right?
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. It's been quite a week. And this weekend, well, the weather's looking great too, Gary. How about that? Let's take a look at what's going on outside this morning. Happy Friday. It's a quiet start today. Temperatures beginning in the 60s for much of the area, 50s heading up into the Adirondacks. The radar picking up on dry conditions, just some bugs, some birds. Other than that, no rainfall taking place across the Northeast today. Air quality has been the main story all week long, and some days worse than others. Today, not that bad, actually. We go from what was unhealthy yesterday and 2 days ago to a moderate category over the next 24 hours, and eventually a lot of that wildfire smoke exits our area entirely. We'll track that smoke coming up in a few minutes. But again, today's high temperatures going from the upper 60s to eventually low to mid 80s with mainly dry weather. But we run the risk of a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms. We'll track who sees them, where they develop, and if there's any storms expected this weekend straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. President Trump's so-called
Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Friday morning. Our photo of the day today showcasing still what has been the main story all week long, that wildfire smoke. And here's a shot right here along Moose River. And this shot looks pretty spectacular. For one, you've got all that thick wildfire smoke, which was a lot worse in the higher elevations than it was in the lower elevations. That's just the way wildfire smoke works. It takes a while for it to sink closer to the lower elevations. But in this photo here, you can see the sun, but I think most importantly, look at the red reflection on the water. How many times have you seen a red sun reflection on a lake or even a river there? So great photo right here. If you have one like this you'd like to share with us, send it to the link right there on the top of your screen, wktv.com/weather/pics. We always look forward to all your submissions here on News Channel 2 at Sunrise. I can't wait to see what is in store for us next week. We have a lot of great photos that still I can't get to. Gary, there's so many of them, and knowing that this program, started over a year ago. How many submissions we got? A lot of great photographers around the area, Gary.
We need a News Channel 2 at Sunrise calendar. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes. That's a great idea, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Well, some students may be excited to head
Dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
We have been tracking wildfire smoke pretty much all week long, but things are going to improve, and they are already improving across parts of the Northeast when it comes to air quality. Let's take a look at downtown Utica outside right now. Traffic really starting to pick up. Morning rush hour slowly starting to arrive here in the Mohawk Valley. 65 the temperature. At Griffith Rome, humid. Dew point is 62. We look at the radar and satellite now. A lot of that fog this morning, a bit isolated. We have some clouds passing over us, of course, with that haze in the sky. A bit difficult to see those clouds, but they are still passing over us. There are some thunderstorms firing up along the Great Lakes of Lake Huron and Lake Michigan, but we're not tracking those arriving today. We're actually tracking a couple areas in the Adirondacks and Catskills that are producing thunderstorms this afternoon. We'll talk about that here in a minute, but first, let's look at the air quality. This is the current air quality map across the Northeast. You can see pockets of still dense smoke toward the Buffalo region, up near Watertown, and including our area, we have some pockets of dense smoke too. But notice here, the Atlantic coast improving, and we'll see that improve throughout the day today, going in the moderate category, and before you know it, air quality at a relatively normal pattern by the middle of this weekend. You can see that smoke continue to lift. We don't have any more fresh supply of that smoke right now, so that air quality again continues to improve. This might be a great weekend for boating. However, I do recommend holding off, especially for those of you that are boating in the Adirondacks or plan to tonight. There could be some thunderstorms firing up in the Adirondacks themselves, so you don't want to be caught out in the water in some of those downpours. So I recommend holding off for boating today, but Saturday and Sunday, you got fantastic weather. So maybe hold off until one of the two of the weekend days. Now on our Skycast, here's what I mean by those pop-up thunderstorms. They're all driven by elevation. So the Adirondacks, mainly Hamilton County, Catskills too, storms fire up. And then by the overnight hours tonight, lows looking to be in the 60s with quiet weather. Tomorrow, dry conditions, temperatures in the mid-80s by the afternoon. And then by the overnight, we're back down into the 60s. By Sunday afternoon, we're pushing the upper 80s to low 90s, and that sets the stage for a very hot stretch of weather when we arrive into Monday and Tuesday next week too, highs in the low 90s. So summertime not going away anytime soon. Enjoy all the sun and warmth this weekend, as that will continue as well through the beginning of next week. We'll be right back.
Noon, meteorologist Joe Reel joins us, and that smoke's starting to clear out a little bit.
Slowly. I feel like it's been stuck here for days.
Yeah.
We just want to see blue sky.
Yeah, we do.
That's all we want to see.
I forgot that is what the color of the sky is.
Yes.
Thank you for reminding me.
Maybe this weekend, but for this afternoon, we'll still seeing those hazy conditions as we take a live look towards downtown Utica from our CAV Tower Cam. Now, the one positive, if there is any positive of the smoke, it's not as hot because we aren't seeing the full strength of the sun. We're currently at 77 degrees in Deerfield. Downtown Utica also dealing with that haze for this afternoon. It is going to stick around for this afternoon and into the evening hours, but it's slowly going to erode as we get into the weekend. The weekend looks fantastic, a perfect summer weekend, upper 80s for Saturday, near 90 as we head towards Sunday. So as you head out the door for this afternoon, we will make our way into the low 80s with that hazy sunshine. Now, when is the next chance we're going to see some rain? Look at that forecast coming up. Ben?
All right, Joe, thank you very much. Oneida Police still have not released...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Jill Reel.
Still tracking that wildfire smoke across central New York, creating that haze across the region. but hopefully weather will be improving as we head into the weekend. Let's look at our weather headlines as we head into the weekend. That wildfire smoke is going to slowly clear out. Our winds are going to shift directions, and that's going to push that wildfire smoke back into Canada as we head towards the weekend. And speaking of the weekend, we're going to begin to see that hot and humid weather move back into central New York. We're talking about a return to 90s, especially as we head towards the next week. And our dry weather pattern is going to continue for this weekend and next week as well. So you may need to start watering your lawn or garden, as we're not going to see much in the way of rain over the next 7 days. You can see that haze right over downtown Utica on our Nexus Center camera. Again, we're going to slowly begin to see more in the way of some blue skies as we head it towards the weekend, but do expect those hazy conditions to continue for today, and that is keeping our temperatures down into the upper 70s at this hour. And we're not the only ones dealing with it. From Old Forge to Coldbrook to Herkimer to Lawrence, we are seeing some hazy conditions. A little bit of blue sky down in Brookfield. So the further south and east you are located, the better chance for more in the way of some sunshine. The further north, that means you are closer to that wildfire smoke, so you will see more in the way of hazing conditions as we head towards this afternoon and into the evening. And that is keeping our temperatures down a bit. We're at 77 degrees officially at Griffith Park, 81 in Watertown, 81 as well in Syracuse, 75 in Binghamton, 77 in Albany, and 75 degrees in Saranac Lake. So it is showing mostly sunny skies, but again, that sun is quite faded because of that smoke in the air. Now, speaking of that smoke in the air, we're going to keep an eye on those conditions for this afternoon, but for the most part, things are looking okay, with the exception of a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms now developing over Hamilton County. So if you are heading up into the Adirondacks, especially up towards Speculator, don't be surprised to see a passing shower or two. The Utica area is still looking dry. The driest conditions will be south of Utica, but as you head to the north and to the east, could see a few showers begin to develop for this afternoon. But besides that, large area of high pressure remains in control of our forecast. So we are seeing that moderate air quality for today, but notice the greens are just to the south and east, and this smoke is slowly going to push off to the north and to the east. You can see those deeper colors making their way up towards Canada as we head towards the weekend. So your forecast for today, again, a pop-up shower or thunderstorm possible across the Adirondacks. Otherwise, mostly sunny skies with that haze. Temperatures in the 80s. Quiet conditions tonight will drop back into the mid-60s. Starting off your Saturday, another beautiful day with partly sunny skies. We'll slowly see more in the way of some blue sunny skies as we head towards the afternoon. So haze for today. Temperatures in the 80s for tonight. We're going to drop back into the 60s across the region. And then taking a look at the rest of your forecast, outside of that stray shower or thunderstorm across the Adirondacks today, we are dry for today, tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then even as we head towards Wednesday and Thursday, just isolated showers. So our dry period continues.
Yeah, and it's not just here. We're going to talk about it in a second, but out west also not helping matters in California, where they're battling those wildfires.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Jill. Well, much of the country is at your forecast this noon. It's another hot one out there, and it's also a hazy one. That smoke's still hanging around. Just can't get rid of it, can we?
It's like the guest that doesn't want to leave,
Yeah.
and you keep trying to push them out.
Come on, get out of here.
Yep.
Nice. Sorry you got to go so soon.
Oh, look at the time. But anyways, we are still dealing with that haze on our CAV tower cam. It's going to continue to be around for this afternoon into the evening hours, but we're going to try and push it out just in time for the weekend. We're also seeing that haze in downtown Utica. Now, we do have high pressure over our area, which means we should see some sunny skies, but that is not the case for this afternoon. And that is keeping our temperatures in the 70s. But as we head towards tomorrow, and especially by Sunday, that wildfire smoke is going to push to the north, and that means more in the way of some sunshine and some hotter temperatures. We're going to be in the upper 80s for tomorrow, near 90 degrees as we head towards Sunday. But for today, we are going to be still dealing with that haze, so that means temperatures are going to be slightly cooler. We'll make it into the low 80s as we head towards this afternoon, but improving conditions for this weekend. Look at that forecast coming up. Ben?
All right, Jill, thank you very much. Caitlin
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Jill Reel.
still tracking that wildfire smoke across the region for this afternoon. But we're also going to be tracking some heat and humidity. Let's look at our weather headlines as we go throughout the afternoon hours. Still going to be looking at that wildfire smoke. So we still have that haze in the air. Now, it's not as potent as several days ago, but still could be an issue for those who are sensitive to that wildfire smoke. But as we head towards this weekend, hot and humid weather return. We could potentially see a heat wave as we head towards Sunday and into next week. And along with the heat and humidity, pretty much hardly any chances of rain over the next 7 days. There are a few showers popping up this afternoon. I'll show you where in just a minute. On our Nexus camera, downtown Utica, you can see that haze right over the Utica area. We should be seeing bright blue sunny skies, but that is not going to be the case for this afternoon due to that wildfire smoke from Canada. We are seeing a few breaks in the clouds down towards Brookfield, seeing some hazy conditions in Coldbrook as well as Herkimer and Lawrence, seeing, of course, hazy conditions up towards Piseco and into the Adirondacks, where there are a few pop-up showers for this afternoon. Now, with that haze, it's not as warm as what we would be if we saw fully sunny skies. We're at 77 degrees at Griffiths Park, 81 in Watertown, 78 in Ithaca, 75 in Binghamton, and 77 degrees in Albany. So even though we are supposed to see sunny skies, we're going to see that hazy conditions for this afternoon. But I'm also tracking a few pop-up showers and rumbles of thunder. Best chance for that will be across the Adirondacks on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar around the Speculator area. But now I just noticed one pop-up shower down towards Hamilton in Madison County. Again, these are going to be few and far between. Just want to keep an eye on the sky as we go throughout the afternoon. Most locations will begin to stay dry for this afternoon and evening. And then high pressure begins to move on in as we head into tonight and into the weekend. That's going to usher in that heat and humidity and push back that wildfire smoke. But for today, again, our air quality right now, we're at the moderate level for most of New York State, but the further south and east you go, the air quality is going to improve. The further north, you can see the orange up towards northern parts of New York State into Canada. And that's when you get into that unhealthy category for those who have some sensitivity with that wildfire smoke. But those deeper blues and greens, that is going to lift to the north as we head towards this weekend. So do expect improving conditions as we head into Saturday and into Sunday. So on our Skycast, you know, some pop-up showers showing up. Most locations will stay dry for this evening. We'll top off in the low 80s tonight. Quiet weather will continue. We'll drop back into the 60s. A beautiful day tomorrow with a mix of sun and clouds. It's going to be a bit warmer. We'll make it into the mid to upper 80s as we head towards Saturday afternoon and evening. Low 80s for today with hazy conditions. An isolated thunderstorm is possible. For tonight, we'll drop back into the 60s under partly cloudy skies. And look at that hot forecast. We'll be in the 80s for Saturday. Potential for a heat wave for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday with temperatures near 90 degrees. Next chance for some rain will be on Wednesday. Ben?
All right, Jill, thank you very much. We're back.
With our good friend meteorologist Samantha Wessing joining us. Good to see you as always.
Good to see you also.
What do we got cooking today? Beautiful weather
Beautiful
today.
weather. I know. I like this trend when I come in.
Let's keep this up,
I
right?
like this. I'm going to do my best because I'm enjoying this warm weather. And that's what we're going to see all this weekend as well. Sunshine and warmer temperatures all over again. So it's going to be beautiful this weekend. Get outside if you have the opportunity to. Let's take a look at what we are tracking right now. I'm going to be watching dry weather continuing as we head throughout the remainder of tonight into the weekend as well. Hot and humid, that weather is returning for this weekend. And then wildfire smoke slowly beginning to clear out as we head into this weekend. And you'll see that right now, still a little bit unhealthy for some out there, but like I said, that'll begin to get better as we head into the weekend. 85 degrees outside right now, a little bit humid for this evening, but as we take a look at that weekend forecast, hot weather returning, we're talking back into the 90s as we head into this weekend, but plenty of sunshine out there as well. And that dry weather, we have a nice stretch of it as we head into the start of next week before we talk a little bit more rain by midweek. So get out there and enjoy that weather. My full forecast, that's coming up. Back with you, Jason.
All right, Samantha, thank you. Breaking news into the news channel.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Samantha Wessing.
Good evening. We're talking some quiet weather as we head into our weekend where we're going to get hot and a little bit more humid for Saturday and Sunday. But I need to start with this photo. I was invited to Indium Summerfest today, and take a look at this cool photo they did with the drone. About 850 employees at this. What a wonderful celebration. When I saw this photo, I was like, I've got to share it. Such a cool event for today. Let's take a look at those temperatures as we head outside. Some places in the 70s for this evening, 78 in Otter Lake, 83 in Westernville. We're talking upper 80s into the 90s for this weekend. So a little bit hot and humid. Still hot and humid out there right now, 85 in Sherburne, 81 in Norwich. A little bit more muggier though. We're going to really feel that humidity as we start into the beginning of the work week next week, but still dew points in the 60s. Still going to be a little that sticky feeling as you head outside this weekend. Now take a look downtown Utica. Look closely. You can still see a little bit of that haze outside. Clear skies though, but a little bit hazy due to that smoke. That air quality is still a little bit into the oranges, as you can see. A little bit of yellow, a little bit of orange. So if you do have any of those health issues, you might want to avoid being outside just right now. But the good news, take a look. Heading into this weekend, it'll begin to clear out slowly, so the air quality getting better as we continue towards Saturday morning. Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Some showers and thunderstorms up to our north near Speculator. Dry right here. We did have that chance for some pop-up showers. That is going to come to an end as we head into tonight. Clear skies on the radar, and as I zoom out, high pressure taking its control as we head into the weekend, and that's what's going to keep us dry and sunny as we head into Saturday and Sunday. So not much going to be happening on Skycast as we continue into tonight. We dry up, we clear out as well. Look at that, mostly clear skies for this evening into Saturday morning. Warm start as well, starting the day in the 60s on Saturday, and then as we head into the afternoon, clouds will come here and there, just a bit of clouds, but we're going to stay mostly clear as we head throughout Saturday. Like I said, not much changes on that Skycast. Temperatures into the 80s and lots of sunshine by Saturday afternoon into the early evening, and clear skies for Saturday night. So very quiet weather for this weekend. But remember, it will be hot outside. Any outdoor activities, have that sunscreen, dress appropriately. Lows tonight into the low 60s. Hazy, mostly clear, and then like I said, for tomorrow, we're back into the upper 80s. 87, mostly sunny skies for the majority of the weekend, and you'll see this on that 7-day forecast. Look at that, temperatures back into the 90s as we head into next week. Some warmer weather. The next chance for rain right now looking to be midweek, looking for some showers and thunderstorms after that humidity builds up. We're going to see that rain arriving midweek, but beautiful for this week, and very hot though.
You're talking if just a couple of degrees here, we're going to have a major heat wave coming through.
Yep. Sticking to the 80s though for this weekend. 80s close to 90.
That's plenty. It's good enough. All right, thanks, Samantha. A raging fire quickly spreading in the mountains of evacuations there. The Canyon Fire is one of several recent fires in the west that have exploded in growth due to extreme heat and dry, gusty winds. Maribel Gonzalez has the latest in the efforts to contain those blazes, as dangerous conditions could continue to fuel the fires.
The Canyon Fire started early Thursday afternoon near Lake Piru in Ventura County and quickly burned into Los Angeles County, exploding to 4,800 acres of land by 10 p.m., according to the Ventura County Fire Department.
I was only home for maybe like 10 minutes. The fire moved so fast. Yeah, I jumped in a bulldozer, tried to do whatever I could, and then it just got too gnarly.
It happened on one of the hottest days of the year so far for much of the region. The heat and dry conditions fueling the majority of the fire's growth in just over an hour, burning an area bigger than a football field every 2 seconds. Around 3,000 residents were evacuated in Los Angeles County. About 1,000 are under an evacuation order.
I got the notification on my phone. Came home, I thought, fires pop up all the time, not a big deal. By the time we got home, the cloud of smoke was coming up over that hill and kind of going east.
This latest blaze comes as the nearby Gifford Fire has burned for days, now at about 100,000 acres, becoming one of California's largest wildfires of the year. At 15% contained by Thursday evening, fire crews and residents are working to protect their property.
We're here for the duration. We're not going anywhere. I've got fire lines.
I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
The governor holds a roundtable discussion about the state's new cell phone.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Samantha Wessing.
TGIF, everyone. We're heading into a beautiful weekend this weekend. Lots of sunshine, but those temperatures on the warmer side, we're talking upper 80s, close to 90 for Saturday and Sunday. Outside right now, still pretty warm out there. Forget how warm it is outside because it's so cold in here. But it is 80s outside, 83 in Westernville, 83 in Westmoreland, 81 down in Deansboro. Down to our Southern Valley, still sitting in the low 80s, 70 though, 75 in Oneonta, 80 right now in Cooperstown. Now we're going to feel a little bit sticky outside for this weekend, more in the muggy feeling for both Saturday and Sunday. And then as we head into the start of next week, we're talking temperatures in the 90s, humidity goes up just a little bit, so a little bit more humid to start next week, but still that sticky feeling for much of this weekend. As we take a look at downtown Utica, you can see that little bit of haze left in the skies due to that smoke. Good news is we are going to see a decrease in that smoke. So air quality will begin to increase as we have this weekend. So we're still in the filthy yellow oranges color. So anyone that has any difficulty breathing, things like that, just be aware of that as you head outside. If you open your windows, like I said, they'll take note as we head into Saturday morning. Look at how the air quality slowly improves, and we're going to be seeing a decrease in that smoke. So a little bit better as we head into the weekend. Some storms and showers up near Speculator this evening. Dry here, though, as we switch over to satellite feed. Clear skies as well. High pressure in control. That's going to bring us that sunshine and dry weather tonight all the way into the weekend. As we continue throughout Skycast, we're going to notice not too much changing. We dry out as we head into tonight. We clear out as well. So clear skies overnight into our Saturday morning. And notice this, just a couple clouds popping up here or there, but not much will change. We stay dry, we stay sunny throughout the majority of the day on Saturday, and there you can see those temperatures getting into the 80s, but beautiful weekend weather ahead for Saturday and Sunday. Again, for tonight, a little bit hazy out there, mostly clear. Lows, though, great night to open the windows, dipping down into the low 60s overnight. For tomorrow, we're back into the upper 80s, mostly sunny throughout the majority of the day. So if you are heading outside, dress appropriately for that. Wear that sunscreen this weekend. As you can see, lots of sunshine on its way. There's that 90-degree weather back in the forecast for next week. Long stretch of dry weather before we're watching the chance for showers and thunderstorms back by the middle of next week. More of News Channel 2 after the break.
Forecast, here's Samantha Wessing.
Good evening, everybody. We're going to stay quiet. We're going to stay dry as we head into our Friday night, setting up for a beautiful weekend ahead. So what I'm going to be watching, dry weather continuing right on into the start of next week. Hot and humid weather returning. We're talking temperatures into the 90s by Sunday. And then that wildfire smoke slowly beginning to clear out as we head towards Saturday morning. So the air quality out there right now is still a little bit unhealthy. So if it does bother you, keep those windows closed for tonight. It will get better as we head into the weekend. 83 degrees outside, a little bit humid out there as well. We have our Skycast right there. My sister's foster dog Roscoe from C-Spot Adoptions, and he says, get outside, enjoy it. Look at those temperatures this evening. Nice outside, quiet as well. Open those windows if you can, though. The smoke doesn't bother you because it will be cooler down to the 60s. And there's that sneak peek of that weekend. Like I said, talking 90s. By Sunday, some warm weather back on its way. More of my forecasts coming up. Back over to you, Jason.
All right, thanks, Samantha. New at 6, Bassett Medical Center in Cooper.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Samantha Wessing.
Good evening, everybody. We're talking some beautiful weather in store for this weekend. Lots of sunshine. We'll have warmer temperatures. We're talking upper 80s, close to 90 as we head into this weekend. I do have to show this photo first. It's so awesome. I was invited to Indium Summerfest today. Take a look at this shot that they got with their drone. Over 850 employees attended this event, and I just thought that was so cool. I had to share this with everyone. What a great time it was. As we head outside, though, temperatures right now in the 80s still for most of central New York. We're talking 85 in Westville, 78 though in Otter Lake, 75 in Inlet. We saw a couple 70s down in the Southern Valley, 75 in Oneonta, 78 right now in Cooperstown. Lows tonight getting down into the 60s. So if that smoky air doesn't bother you, you might be able to open your windows for tonight, let some of that cooler air in. As we head into the weekend, a little bit more muggy for Saturday and Sunday's. Dew points aren't as high, but they will climb slowly as we start next week. And you're going to feel more of that humid feeling, especially for Monday and Tuesday. But be aware, it's still going to be a little sticky for this weekend. If you look closely downtown Utica, you can still see a little bit of that haze in the sky out there. Beautiful shot though, but haze in the sky. Air quality still a little high for today. So if you do have any of those unhealthy issues, you can't breathe in that smoke, stay inside for right now. But the good news, it will clear up. Take a look at this. As we head into Saturday morning, begins to clear away, and we'll see an improvement in the air quality for this week. And so good news, you'll be able to head outside and actually enjoy being outside, not feeling like you can't breathe a little bit. It will clear out for sure. Take a look at that Storm Tracker 2 live radar. A couple pop-up showers here and there, but those will clear out by this weekend. Clear skies on that satellite, high pressure and control. That's what's going to keep us dry, keep us sunny as we head into this weekend. You'll see that on that Storm Tracker 2 Skycast. Everything clears out by this weekend. Clear skies right on into our Saturday morning. A couple clouds here or there throughout the day, but mostly sunny skies. Beautiful weather. You can see those temperatures into the 80s. Clear skies, sunshine into the evening, and that clear sky sticking with us overnight, Saturday into Sunday. So again, for this evening, we cool right on down. We're down into the low 60s. Hazy, mostly clear out there for tonight. Sunshine returns. Beautiful weather. Hot though. We're in the 80s for tomorrow. And take a look at the 7-day forecast. I told you that 90s back in the forecast, 90s to start next week. And then we do have a nice long stretch of dry weather, watching for some showers and some thunderstorms back by the middle of the week. More of News Channel 2 after the break.
Samantha Wessing.
Thanks, Jason. We're looking at a beautiful evening tonight, mostly clear skies. That's going to dip those temperatures down into the 60s as we head into the overnight hours. So what I'm going to be tracking, dry weather, that's going to continue. We have a nice little stretch of dry weather for the next couple of days, but it's going to be hot and humid as well. Temperatures back into the upper 80s, close to 90 as we continue throughout the weekend. That wildfire smoke, though, that is going to slowly begin to clear out, though, as we head into your Saturday morning. So finally going to feel a relief from that. Right now, still a little bit unhealthy. If you do have any issues with that smoke, just be aware of that. But like I said, it's going to be getting a little bit better as we head into the weekend. As we continue overnight, there's that dip in those temperatures back down into the 60s overnight. And a sneak peek at that weekend forecast. Sunshine and warm weather right on into the weekend. Full look at my forecast coming up. Back over to you, Jason.
Sam, thank you. New tonight, Republican.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Samantha Wessing.
What a beautiful day today. We saw lots of sunshine, warmer temperatures. It's going to continue right on into this weekend. Sunshine, dry weather, and beautiful days ahead. Let's take a look. As we head overnight tonight, temperatures really going to begin to dip as we continue throughout those overnight hours. So a chillier start to the morning, beginning the day in the 60s. All of this due to those clear skies out there. Like I said, clouds act like a blanket. So without those clouds, temperatures begin to drop. So a chilly start. I promise you we're going to warm up very nicely, upper 80s for our high for Saturday. As far as that UV index goes for Saturday, pretty high, around a 7. So definitely if you head outside, sunglasses, definitely have that sunscreen on, about a 30-minute time to burn. So just be prepared if you have any of those outdoor activities for this weekend. A little bit muggy as we head into Saturday and Sunday, as dew points will be in the lower 60s, and then we'll feel that slight increase in humidity as we head into the start of the work week. So still a little sticky feeling, though, as you head outside for both Saturday and Sunday. Now, we're talking about that wildfire smoke, how it kind of hurts that air quality for us. We've been feeling it the past couple of days. Good news is as we head towards Saturday morning, look at this. We'll begin to feel a little bit of a decrease in that smoke, which will increase our air quality, make it a little bit better outside for this weekend. So something we're going to keep an eye on as we head into Saturday. Storm Tracker 2 radar, we are dry out there for tonight. Also clear, a little bit clouds up to our north, but clear here in Utica as we head overnight Friday into Saturday. All of this due to high pressure in control. And as we know, high pressure brings us that sunny, beautiful weather. And that's going to be in control for the next couple of days. And you'll see this on that Storm Tracker 2 Skycast. As we head into the overnight, there are those clear skies out there tonight. Take note of that dip in temperatures as we head towards Saturday morning. It's a little bit cooler start on Saturday, but watch this. We warm right on up as we head into the afternoon as well as the early evening. A couple clouds here and there, but mostly sunny throughout the day on Saturday. And then as we head into Saturday night, clear skies again. So another cooler evening Saturday into Sunday. So we have a little bit of chillier nights tonight, but great nights to open the window. Lows into the 60s, hazy tonight, mostly clear skies. And then take a look at your Saturday. Highs back into the upper 80s, mostly sunny skies throughout the day on Saturday. Very similar story, though, as you can see for Sunday. We're back into the 90s. Look at that little stretch of 90-degree weather as we start next week. Lots of sunshine for the next couple of days. With all that heat and humidity, we're watching the chance for storms and showers to return by the middle of the week. But look at that heat sticking with us all week long.
Sam, thank you. At the Wessing.
Thanks, Jason. We're looking at a beautiful evening tonight, mostly clear skies. That's going to dip those temperatures down in the 60s as we head into the overnight hours. So what I'm going to be tracking, dry weather, that's going to continue. We have a nice little stretch of dry weather for the next couple of days, but it's going to be hot and humid as well. Temperatures back into the upper 80s, close to 90 as we continue throughout the weekend. That wildfire smoke, though, that is going to slowly begin to clear out, though, as we head into your Saturday morning. So finally going to feel a relief from that. Right now, still a little bit unhealthy. If you do have any issues with that smoke, just be aware of that. But like I said, it's going to be getting a little bit better as we head into the weekend. As we continue overnight, there's that dip in those temperatures back down into the 60s overnight. And a sneak peek at that weekend forecast. Sunshine and warm weather right on into the weekend. Full look at my forecast coming up. Back over to you, Jason.
Sam, thank you. New tonight, Republicans are...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Samantha Wessing.
What a beautiful day today. We saw lots of sunshine, warmer temperatures. It's going to continue right on into this weekend. Sunshine, dry weather, and beautiful days ahead. Let's take a look. As we head overnight tonight, temperatures really going to begin to dip as we continue throughout those overnight hours. So a chillier start to the morning, beginning the day in the 60s. All of this due to those clear skies out there. Like I said, clouds act like a blanket. So without those clouds, temperatures begin to drop. So a chilly start. I promise you we're going to warm up very nicely, upper 80s for our high for Saturday. As far as that UV index goes for Saturday, pretty high, around a 7. So definitely if you head outside, sunglasses, definitely have that sunscreen on, about a 30-minute time to burn. So just be prepared if you have any of those outdoor activities for this weekend. A little bit muggy as we head into Saturday and Sunday, as dew points will be in the lower 60s, and then we'll feel that slight increase in humidity as we head into the start of the work week. So still a little sticky feeling, though, as you head outside for both Saturday and Sunday. Now, we're talking about that wildfire smoke, how it kind of hurts that air quality for us. We've been feeling it the past couple of days. Good news is as we head towards Saturday morning, look at this. We'll begin to feel a little bit of a decrease in that smoke, which will increase our air quality, making it a little bit better outside for this weekend. So something we're going to keep an eye on as we head into Saturday. Storm Tracker 2 radar, we are dry out there for tonight. Also clear, a little bit clouds up to our north, but clear here in Utica as we head overnight Friday into Saturday. All of this due to high pressure in control. And as we know, high pressure brings us that sunny, beautiful weather. And that's going to be in control for the next couple of days. And you'll see this on that Storm Tracker 2 Skycast. As we head into the overnight, there are those clear skies out there tonight. Take note of that dip in temperatures as we head towards Saturday morning. It's a little bit cooler start on Saturday, but watch this. We warm right on up as we head into the afternoon as well as the early evening. A couple clouds here and there, but mostly sunny throughout the day on Saturday. And then as we head into Saturday night, clear skies again. So another cooler evening Saturday into Sunday. So we have a little bit of chillier nights tonight, but great nights to open the window. Lows into the 60s, hazy tonight, mostly clear skies. And then take a look at your Saturday. Highs back into the upper 80s, mostly sunny skies throughout the day on Saturday. Very similar story, though, as you can see for Sunday. We're back into the 90s. Look at that little stretch of 90-degree weather as we start next week. Lots of sunshine for the next couple of days. With all that heat and humidity, we're watching the chance for storms and showers to return by the middle of the week. But look at that heat sticking with us all week long.
Sam, thank you.